One of the most common complaints, as I've noticed over the last even 10 years with many people I talk to in general conversation, but also my yoga students and feedback in my yoga group, is tight hips. And again, it doesn't have to be an aging thing. This can happen with anyone. From a young woman who's gone through childbirth and has found her hips loosened or particularly tight, to the older woman who just doesn't get an opportunity to really work the hips, the hip flexors, and open out those hips. We can get very tight in that area, which means once the hips are tight, then your quads can be very tight, and the glutes at the back, bum muscles, terribly tight. That also is our emotional center, way down in the hips. That's our emotional center, meaning frustration, stresses, emotional stresses, relationship stresses. We can kind of hold it way down low in our hip and lower belly region. So working through the hips and stretching as well as strengthening through the hip region. We don't want to just stretch the hips, the hip flexors, the glutes, the quads. We've got to strengthen them as well. So I brought my daughter Jess in on this particular Focus at 5. She and I worked through a series of a few deep hip stretches. Had a couple of laughs with it as well, and I hope you enjoy this little series of stretches we're going to present for you. See you later. Hello, hello, hello. A lot of people say to me that they're very tight in the hips. Sometimes you can be very loose in the hips. Many women who have gone through childbirth can find that suddenly their hips and pelvis get very loose, but also we can get incredibly tight. So I'm going to show you just a couple of very simple moves that you can do with a yoga mat. Jess and I are on a pretty much basic, pretty cool carpet mat, and we're going to do it purely from standing up. So come out wide. Come out wide. Feet are going to point forward. This is really simple, but it's pretty strong. So stretch and strength through the hips to open out the hips. So we're going to slide the hands down to the knees. And we're going to come back into sumo. So when I say sumo, point to the side. We're not bringing the knees forward, we're bringing the bum back. Come into a deep sumo. The moment you come down into this move, you're going to feel strong through those hips. Now, we're going to bring the forearms just here to the thighs. And you know what you're going to do now? You're going to gently push out, like you're pushing the hands out to deepen and strengthen and open out through those hips. And you're probably wondering, oh my lordy, that feels pretty strong. Breathe. Bring the hands back to sumo. Come straight back up. Breathe through this. And this is really important to get these hips loosened. Come on back one more time. Bum back. Forearms down to the thighs. And just kind of push the forearms into the thighs. Breathe. And simply hold. Let the hips feel it. Yeah, it's going to be strong, but deep stretches like this, you let the muscles be aware of what you're asking to do. Breathe into it. Breathe into it. And let the muscle fibers just respond to what you're asking them to do. If again you need to hang on to the side of a bed or have a chair in front of you, that's okay. Hands back to the knees, push back up. Oh, how are those hips going?
Oh, that one.
Yeah, you're going to feel that one. All right. More hips out nice and wide. Let's slide. We're not coming into sumo this time. We're just going to slide the hands and come forward. Slide forward. Now, if you can have a pillow, chair, cushion in front of you. But Jess and I are going to bring both of our hands straight down here to the floor. And stretch through those legs. Breathe. Now, you might only want to do a very little version of this. We'll just see how far Jess and I can go. We're going to bend into the right knee. So bending into the right knee might be as little as just the tiniest little bend. I might just come to the front so you can see. Jess may go deeper than I can, but anyway. So little bend into that right knee. Here might be as far as you want to go. That's okay. But can you come any deeper and make this leg come straighter? Straighter, bending into this one. Ooh, feel that one. Breathe, take a walk back up, straighten, take a walk over with the hands over to the other one. Bend into the left knee, straighten through that right one. Hi. Breathe, come back to center. Alrighty, we're going to turn completely. So, Jess is going to follow me. I'm going to walk the hands around to the right foot. So let's walk carefully around to the right foot. Then you're going to turn your hips around completely. See how the feet and the hips completely turn? And you're going to face completely to the left. Come into that left knee. Make sure ankle to knee is straight up and down. You don't want this look. You want the left foot forward. Left hand to the knee, right hand to the floor, and just come into that deep hip flexor stretch. How does that feel? Wow, that's such a good stretch. Breathe into it. Hip flexors. Why do we need to loosen and strengthen hip flexors? For walking, for posture, for day-to-day, for climbing stairs, for day-to-day function. Both hands now down. Let's ease our way back to the wide leg central. Now we're going to take a walk over to the right foot. Turn your foot, your knees, your hips, everything around to the right. And we're coming, that's it, right into the, right into that right hip. How does that feel? This is a strong one. But your hips are going to love it. Gently, let's come back up. Let's walk our hands back. Breathe. Knees bend once again. Hands are down here or on a chair if you want to rest on a chair or a big cushion. But let's bend back into those knees. Hands back to the knees. Push up. So that was a really strong hip opener one. Let's just ease these legs in. It's really good to be able to do it as much as you can from a standing position. So there's a little last one, which is a really cool kind of hip stretch, which you can do. I'm going to bring the broom. Jess may just manage it just beautifully, standing. But you're going to hang on to a broom or grab a dining chair. You know me, and I'll always kind of suggest you bring a dining chair in. So another really cool hip opener one is arms out. Let's bring the weight into the right leg. Lift the left knee. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And gently come down with the support of the chair, with the support of the broom. But as you'll see, this is still a really good balance as well as a hip. You're going to feel your glutes are going to stretch. Your hips are going to stretch. Breathe, breathe. Open out. Whoa, there I go. See? Look how great you are when you're young, when you're balanced. We've got to keep this practice going, girls. Come on up for me, Jess. Oh, so good. All right, move your broom to the other hand. Arms out. Bend into the knees. Let's bring the right leg up. Cross it over. Gently come down. How are you going? Come right down into this. This will be your whole hip set, feeling this stretch. Inhale, exhale, and come on up. Leg down. Now I'm going to suggest you do that round again, each side. Last little squat. I'm going to pop that leg down. Last beautiful deep hip release. We're going to come out wide. We're going to come back into a squat. So what you might have done before, hands to the knees, like coming, you know how we came back into our sumo? Jess is going to face the front, I'll come to the side. Remember the sumo here, just to here? We're going to have a little go at coming down lower. So even if you want to, again, hang on to something, come down lower. How low can we go? Come down, come down, come down. So this is called garland pose. So if you can kind of get yourself, even if it's just to here, that's okay. But if you can come right down, ease into those hips, hand here and breathe. This might take a lot of practice. And when you see this for the first time, you might think, dear God, she wants me to come up. What? Don't write it off. If your body can come down into this move, it is just so good. A doctor said to me once a few years ago, if your body all through your life can come down into this pose, you will age well. So, hands together, and Jess and I might just stay here for a minute. Hope you enjoyed that. 15 minutes of hip flexor opening. Enjoy. See you for the next one. Bye. Oh, I'm gonna get up out of it. Oh.